to Julius Owino, but my stage name and artist name is Juliani. I'm a hip hop artist. I've founded some community projects, Dandora Hip Hop City, um, Taka Bank on waste management. First of all, I don't think the freedom of free speech is something it's something that is born with somebody. Like you have an opinion about how things should be, how society should run, or how your life should be, or whatever. So it's not about it's important. It's what it is. That's the uniqueness of each and every individual in the world. Like the ability to speak your mind. Now the problem is that there are certain restrictions, government or whoever, who benefit from you not speaking your mind or being able to share, and there's systematic tools or ways that are being used to kanyagia. When you say a role of an artist, inakan kama it's like an office, it's not an office, it's every individual. So art is just a tool of expressions, the same way you use your camera and somebody else use their office. It's not an office, it's not a role. It's innate in every individual to speak what they feel, what they care about, and to not feel like they can't do it because of ABCD repercussion that comes with it. So artists are on the front line simply because they are noisy or they have a bigger stage. But for me, I feel like every artist, whatever you talk about, you're automatically demanding for something. The only difference is that there are other people who go all out on it and be specific about who their audience is and who they're talking towards and talking to. But I feel like every artist, every song you write, as long as it comes from an authentic place, it's always a way of talking to someone. If the audience and the person who's targeted or the subject matter is the government, then it will be, or it's the police, then it will be, then it's somebody else, or if it's a community leader, everybody talks about, speaks. The only difference is that the subject are the ones who changes based on the message, I think. You do that by doing songs, you do that by engaging more with the people and understanding the people who you interact with and realizing that you're a voice. And you can do that by doing music, by doing poetry, by doing art pieces, by painting, by shouting in the streets, by walking naked in the middle of the night just to express whatever you feel at that particular time. It can be happiness, it doesn't have to be bad things sometimes. It can just be how can you express yourself within the limits, of course, of respecting the other person. Music, what it does is levels the ground first. So if you're a single mother, or you're a disabled individual, or you are disempowered youth, or you are the richest guy in the room, music is a good, first of all, icebreaker, and it levels. The second thing it does is that break down the message to simplicity that it can be repeated over and over. So that's the power of music. But at the same time, of course, you cannot. There is love in revolution. There is love in protest. There is dancing in protest. Like it's not. It makes everybody gel. Before now we start talking about what you care about and the other person care about. So that's how powerful music is. That it has the ability to level the ground. I think all artists do. Anybody that does have the courage to speak is making a change. Like everybody, for the first time in Gengeton, tuliona wasichana wanatingisha mataga kwa TV. It's a form of rebellion. Like finally, hii kitu ilikuwa naongelea. Sindio? It pushed the society to start talking. Ezekiel Mutua alitokea from nowhere. Is it really wrong? Or is it okay that, so as long as anybody has a courage to speak and a courage to do something that in a normal society wasn't, for me that's change. It might not be right, but it will spark people to start having a conversation. So for me, that's every piece of art. Even you wearing your mask, even me wearing this right now, it's a statement. Everything we do, it doesn't matter how small it is, it's a statement. And we have to see it as such every time. I don't think there's a way that a society can support. The only thing that can happen is that the society has to decide and be. Because I realize that you deal with a society which is in trauma. You get, Now I'm trying to get deep into this in philosophy. You're dealing with, like, it reminds them when you talk about, it reminds them about somebody who spoke up and end up now in a house, kwa basement. It reminds them about somebody who spoke up and they were killed. So they have a trauma of that. So every time you talk about certain things, the first response is, government amfanya nini? Unaona, so first, so I don't expect a lot from traumatized society, a victimized society. They can send an M-Pesa or they can join you on the streets. But if they don't do that at the same time, I understand. Because you're dealing with a population which, for 24 years, 15 years Kenyatta government, 24 years in Moi's government, and then another 10 probably in Kibaki's government, that things started opening up. So I'm saying I'm in trauma for like 30 or 40 years of his life, and then you expect him to start seeing it as a way of, in 10 years or 20 years. You have to reverse it. So we're dealing with a traumatized society and traumatized population. So yes, they will send them M-Pesa. Yes, they can come and join you in the protest. Yes, they will buy the music, but I don't expect much from them. The only thing I expect is that the artists themselves, an individual who think that they have something to say, to figure out how to package the message based on the audience they are talking to. It's an opportunity for us to learn and to build things new. So I feel like it was a opportunity to start building things and to look at everything that we ever thought that was the truth was questioned. Sindio, everything that you thought, a way of life that we all, and we knew that kwenda kwa ofisi, lazima ingia ofisi asubuhi utoke jioni, sindio? That was shaken. All the truths that we ever knew were shaken. So I felt like it was a really amazing moment. I mean, unfortunately, people passed away and things like that. But the truth is, a society was shaken. So the issue is, are you willing to see it for what it is and as an opportunity to relearn and to look at how things should be done, to even question your society? Or are you going to be like, oh, Mungu tunaomba hii iishe so that we go back to normal? Because normal wasn't working. The normal world wasn't working. There was a lot of inequality. There was a lot of injustices. There's a lot of rich people being richer even more. So the normal society was not working as we know it.